Good afternoon, Talkin Sticks family. This is your host Croomy of Talkin Sticks, and I'm back with another episode. And I have the gracious pleasure to be able to have Frank Woods, the owner of Carver Cigars. Frank, good afternoon.
Man, great afternoon. Great to be here.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Let me just everyone to know, if y'all don't know him, y'all haven't watched a previous interview that I had with Robin of Blue Smoke Atlanta. We did actually smoke a Carver cigar on that episode.
Uh,
Um, Frank did send us up a you tell us about it. Tell us about that first cigar you sent us for my interview with Robin.
okay, I think you had the what was it? The red band, right?
La Marina?
Okay, the Miranda. Miranda. Yeah, that's believe it or not, that's my bestseller. Uh,
Really?
yeah. We went of course a little Dominican, a little Nicaraguan, but all in the Habano wrapper. So it kind of changes flavor. People seem to like that. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna light one up in a few minutes here.
Well, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that one. It burned perfectly.
Okay,
Um the notes just hit throughout the whole cigar.
right.
So but I guess you'll tell us more about that. You'll tell us some more about Carver cigars. But before we jump into the questioning,
Okay.
um I have this one, the black wrapper with the pigtail. Get it in there. Black wrapper
Yeah,
with the pigtail. Please
yeah.
tell me about this one real quick.
Okay. That's actually it's got the little red band, so that's the Miranda. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and rip that off. But the in creating that, we just talked about the blend a little bit, but the I guess the method to the madness behind it was we wanted something that didn't taste like something that was already out there.
Got you.
Worst thing you could say to me is this tastes just like something else. I failed you if that happens.
Got you.
But
Got you.
something just got a little kick to it, but it's mellow. Everyone can smoke it.
Which one you smoking on today then?
I'm gonna join you. Same one. Same one.
Okay. All right. Well, I did a straight cut. You?
Believe it or not, I used the punch, and
Okay.
I actually used the poker for a punch. Shout out to Robin Blue Smoke ATL.
Yes.
She's got some, and you had her on the show. She's got some great products, man. Wonderful products.
Awesome product.
Yeah.
Well, I normally do go with a punch. Lately, for some reason, I've been a straight cut guy.
Okay.
I guess I really enjoy my cutter. I must say that's probably why I'm going with the straight cut so much.
All right.
But I'm gonna light up. Are you sipping on something today or no?
Yes, I am about to finish this little shot of Rayon cognac.
Rayon cognac. Oh well.
Rayon cognac. Yeah.
Hopefully you can tell us a little bit about that too. I just have
Yes.
a little bit of juice. It's early afternoon, so I'm just
Okay.
doing a little bit of juice right here, and that's it.
Yeah, it's been a long day already. So you see, I'm working outside here, so
All right.
I
So
needed
let's
some fresh air, man.
let's light up. Guess what I always ask my interviewees to do a little toast. So
Okay.
please light up and let's toast it up and we're gonna jump into this.
All right. All right. So I'm lighting up. And normally I'm a V cut guy, but I just want to show Rob some love.
Gotcha.
All right. I'm with you. Hmm. Here's to you being back, sir.
Oh,
Welcome back.
I am so thankful that it went well. Um, because things like that can always give you a little bit of complications. But just to be able not to feel any pain and pressure anymore just from walking and stuff is a great benefit.
Very
So
noble.
I'm thankful for that. And this now just allows me to take the Talking Stick show and now Cigar Connections, which is actually going to be the 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 motivating factor in the production behind the show, because trying to take the show a step further. I want to do and connect more businesses, and want to try to make it on a bigger platform than just Instagram and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But I want Talking Six just to be the segue for the introduction of the businesses virtually. But I want, as the name is now, Cigar Connections, to actually be the big motor behind it all.
Gotcha. Definitely.
Let me jump into the first question. Tell us, the Talkin Sticks family, about Carver Cigar Company.
About Carver Cigar Company. So Carver Cigar was started, believe it or not, it was based on memories.
Okay.
So, we had and I never get tired of telling this story, and it's probably the most important aspect of the company. Like, we had a family tradition. I said we was my dad, uncle, which was my dad's younger brother, and I, and we would every time we had a significant moment in the family or we need to celebrate something, we sit on the back porch. My mom had this, the old school wrought iron tables,
Yeah.
patio furniture. I actually have that on my deck now.
Okay.
We sit at that table and we celebrate. And every now and then, we'll, Tennessee, we'll have some of that good stuff to come in the mason jar, and we get to talking. We're gonna have our own cigar company one day. We're gonna do this. Dad was always about business, entrepreneurship, having your own, all that good stuff, right? My uncle as well. And it just stuck with me. And sadly enough, man, Uncle Mike passed.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
a little over a year later, Dad passed.
Wow.
And man, the night, I say the night of the funeral. It might have been actually the night before. All the family's up at Mom's house. Me and my cousins, we sitting at that table on the back porch, right? And those memories seemed like every time somebody inhaled, we were mourning, but good memories came.
Coming. Okay.
Good memories, and I just said, I'm gonna do it, man. I ran in, grabbed some. Mom had one of those old school grocery list sheets on the fridge,
Yes.
Ripped that off, grabbed one of my nephew's crayons, and started forming the company right there. Not even realizing, man, that my wife had planned a trip to the Dominican Republic 2 months later. We were going on vacation. And while I was there, I met tobacco farmers. I met some brothers that actually own a lounge and roll their own. And man, I just kept meeting people and talking because you know me, man. I love talking to people. And I think it was divine intervention. So here we are. This is what we started officially 2019. It's 22, and it just keeps getting better and better and better and better.
So 3 years, going about 3 years, or you passed your 3-year anniversary?
Well, a little over with inception. I guess officially we started in 18, but the first ones hit the shelves in 19. So yeah.
All right, so let's get back to that. So if you could talk about that process a little bit. But so now you told us a little bit about Carver Cigar Company, the inspiration behind it. Tell us a little about who Frank Woods is.
Oh wow. No one's ever asked me that. I'm just, and I was talking with some gentlemen yesterday, man. They got a group called Bourbon and Sticks.
Okay.
Good group of guys, man. Good group of guys. And we were talking, and they were like, what is your makeup? What are your values? Who are you? Basically, you just asked. And I'm a young guy. I'm in my 40s, but I got a lot of old school values.
Okay.
I'm a big proponent of the handshake deal. I want to be able to say I shook the hand of everybody I did business with. That's really important to me.
Got you.
Yeah, we put stuff on paper, but I can say with my man Croomy here, we hung out. We, I done his show. We got some dinner. We went to some events. Not only do we do business together, but that's my friend.
Yes.
And that's important. And it's like I don't meet any strangers. I love meeting people. I love learning about people, man. I love learning, about different cultures and what makes people tick. And one thing my dad used to always say to me, he's like, every young man needs to do this. He said, you need to go in a room when nobody looks like you and just start a conversation. And that's why I love this lifestyle so much, because this is the ultimate icebreaker. And I'm sure you can vouch for this as well. You probably sat at the table with people you did not know, met for the first time, and y'all smoked a cigar, and next thing you know, it's hours later. You learn something about somebody at the table, man, and had a good time doing it. So
Hours later, or they'll come up and be honest with you when you start talking, and you
yeah,
tell them about what you do or what you're involved in, and they say, wow, you
yeah,
know, if it wasn't for this,
hmm,
it would have never had that conversation, because I I work up here and I dress like this, and then you
yeah,
come in comfortable even though you do what you do,
right.
and all judgmental that judgment goes out the window
Out the window. Yeah,
when you sit down and you, you that's why I came up with the name also, Cigar Connections. And this I say this has to be something behind the name of everything,
agreed.
because when there's a meaning to it, it takes it deeper. You make that connection, as I say.
I agree. I agree. It's a level playing field, at that table. So
So I'm gonna ask you one more personal question before we jump back into Carver Cigar.
okay.
Can you remember your very first time having a cigar and your very first cigar?
Man, I think I was 13 and it was a Tampa Nugget. I had no business smoking. I was sick as a dog, man. I inhaled the whole thing. But yeah, 13. But I think my first meaningful cigar moment. I think I was my first legal cigar moment. I'll say. And I think when I first found out I was going to be a dad for the first time at that
Oh,
very
okay.
that very table. Yeah, you'll get a chance when you come down here. We're gonna sit at the table. But
So that
yeah,
table is like that's like the knight's table.
yeah,
Like that's the kind of table you have.
that's the table, man. And I need to let the world see that table. I'm trying to incorporate that more in what I do, because it's it's been there as long as I can remember. We rewelded it, repainted it. I don't know how many times, but everything from doing my homework on it, when I was in school,
Wow.
man, I've seen my parents, sit at that table and talk to other young couples, and people laughed and cried, and significant moments, man.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of history, man. A lot of history. So it's special. It's special. It's not going anywhere. That table being my will.
Got you.
Yeah, I keep that in the family.
I got you. I'm happy I feel, you know, I'm gracious that you could, you're sharing those moments right now. You're sharing that, like, that
Yeah,
to open up. So, because I also say with Talking Sticks is that, from what I know about you, you got a lot of customers and patronage, but you know, more, sometimes some of your customers and patronage may not know, the sentimental values that comes with the cigar and everything behind it. So that's why I try to do this, so they could get to, know the owner,
yeah,
make that connection and make that bond, because that's also what keeps, customers happy. When they actually know that they're dealing with another person that actually cares, and thoughts and feelings going behind
yeah.
what's being created and what's being made and done and everything, versus just saying, I want your dollar, you know. So thank you, Frank. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you spoke about the inspiration about Carver cigars. So, and you said in 2019 you dropped your first one. What was the first one?
It was the Nadia. That's named after my daughter.
Okay.
And man, I remember when it arrived, because I went through the blend like I don't know how many times, man. And that's a process. Usually when I come up with something new, I send it out to people in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
and smoke this with me. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And I found that I'm more critical than anybody. Oh, we love it. I don't like it. But man, I remember, man, when it came and when we finally got it right and went out to the table and man, lit up, and man, it was, the emotions just hit and just whoosh. Man, I blame the tears on the smoke, but but I remember walking out in the middle of the yard and just raising it up. I said, hey, we did it.
Mm.
We did it. So I like to think they were there with me at the time.
So,
yeah.
so I'm gonna jump into it then. So what was the hardest part, in your opinion, on creating that very first cigar?
Well, the hardest part is remembering, and that's why I send it out to the masses, people who actually smoke and who are honest, because I can't stand a yes man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And anybody watching, especially if you are a younger person and you got someone in your crew that agrees with everything you do, get away from them.
Mm.
But I send it out to the masses because the hardest part is you got to remember you're not just making it for you.
Okay.
You're appealing to the masses, and and we were fortunate, that first blend was so well received because my opinion weighed heavily on that one. But that's the hard. You gotta sometimes solicit. Well, not sometimes, all the time. You gotta let other opinions hold as much weight or not as more weight than yours.
Okay. So the Nadia, what tell us a little bit about the Nadia for those who may not know. What, like, the wrapper, the binder, the filler. Tell us a little bit about it.
That's more of it's a mild stick. And basically I wanted something smooth that everyone can enjoy because that's what my dad would have wanted. He wouldn't want to turn anybody away from the table. So I figured we should have let out with that. But that's pretty much Dominican binder. Actually, it's Dominican binder and filler. The only difference is the wrapper is Sumatra.
Oh, okay.
And I did another version of that, just spiced up a little bit with a Connecticut wrapper, and I call that the Cadence. Because then that's after my little niece, and she's peppery, spicy. So, I figured, okay, she's full of energy, so she says she's gonna take care of me when I get old. So,
well,
gotta take care of her. Yeah.
Gotta take care of her.
Yeah.
So how many lines do you have then?
Right now we got 4. We have the Nadia, the Miranda, we got the Cadence, and we have the flavor stick. It's got a hint of coffee liqueur and a Lancero. And that was another hard decision to do that because that was for the masses.
Infused.
That was. I did not, I'll take that back. Every now and then I would enjoy Drew Estate makes a good stick. The Java.
Okay. The Java Mint, yeah.
So shout out to Drew Estate. Yeah. They have a good stick, and Acid does some good stuff too. But it just wasn't my thing, and I tried it, and it's a family down here, Phil and Shondi Holmes. They own Southside Premium Cigars. I do a lot of events down there. Matter of fact, you were supposed to come to that one. That was with them. And she actually was the first, I guess, person other than me to try it out. And we went through 4 different variations of that, man. We ultimately had to switch to a Habano wrapper on it just to give it some shelf life.
Okay.
Because initially it was brittle, and then it was like, okay, this is too much, and now, okay, let's kind of ease back, and we finally got it right. And at that event, I launched it there.
Gotcha.
I was gonna give them away, but man, I ended up selling like 4 boxes of those. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a surprise because initially I was just, market research.
So what made you go with that flavor versus like a liqueur, like a Uncle Nearest or the Hennessy that a lot of people do, or a bourbon, a liquor type cigar versus with the coffee flavor and stuff like that?
Well,
What made you choose
it's
that?
a coffee liqueur, so I mean, you know, it's some brand stuff here. I'm under non-disclosure, but we all know the coffee liqueurs that are out there on the shelf. But again, something flavored, but something for the masses. Um, I did it in a Lancero, which was different for me.
Yeah.
But I went with that just based on, believe it or not, I held focus groups. Because, I'm in corporate America too, but at lounges, I would go, people would be buying the sticks. I'd sit down, I'd buy around the drinks, and I asked, hey, what would you like to see? And one thing particularly, especially in Atlanta, I don't know if New York's like that, but I gotta give a shout out to all the Sisters of the Leaf, man, because I think they are the driving force behind the boom in the cigar industry.
Yes.
And market demographics. If you notice, the average woman in the industry spends 4 times as much as a man. So they're very critical, very specific. And man, I just soaked all that feedback. You should have seen me. I'm old school, no laptop, just pen and paper, just right
Pen and
now.
paper.
Okay. Then when you go back, like try this, But you're gonna see that, man. It's shout out to them because I think they helped me get it right too.
Okay.
But yeah, man. But it's some things in the works with a particular cognac company, which will you'll have an exclusive when it comes out.
We'll talk.
We'll talk. We'll talk. Just gotta get it right before we push it out, right?
You got to you gotta, as I say, from speaking with different, cigar company owners like yourself, or speaking with, other entrepreneurs who started a business.
Right.
Some, you have this passion to do it. You kind of just jump into it, finally just say, all right, I'm going to do it.
Right.
But then once you jump into it, now you got to sit down and take your time to, like any job, perfect your craft.
Right.
Because if you just take it as a, what's the word I'm trying to use? Just take it as a regular day type thing.
Right.
It doesn't have any value to it.
It doesn't.
It wouldn't have any value to it. So you got to be different. You got to perfect your craft, and you also have to, as you said, your focus groups and things like that to make sure that you're addressing the wants and the needs of the people that you're giving your product to.
Right.
So with me asking you that and saying that, what are some of the highs and lows of having your own cigar company?
The highs are, one, you meet a lot of people. And when you go to a lounge and you just walk in and you see a group of people sitting down at the table enjoying your product, you don't think dollars and cents. You're like, okay, they're really enjoying it,
Yeah.
Like if I see, like for instance, I went to Stone Mountain Public House about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
About 4 weeks ago. I met these guys there. They didn't know who I was when, I first started talking to them, but it's 3 older gentlemen. And, they were sitting in front of me. I was in the focal point. And the Bourbon and Sticks guys, the Lomax brothers. And I looked, man, and as they were exhaling, I literally saw Dad, Uncle Mike, my cousin Mike, older gentlemen. So those, man, good memories came rushing in. I'm like, okay, all right. And then I sat down, started talking, what y'all smoking? Then the owner came, oh, this is Frank. He owns it. I'm like, oh, you weren't supposed to do that, right? But even now, man, I still keep up with those guys. I'm in their group chat. They got a prayer room, all that good stuff, man.
Got
So,
you.
yeah, but that was definitely highest, meeting the people and meeting the people. Man, the revenue, of course.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front. I like money just as much as the next guy. But the lows and not really many lows other than I mean I'm still in corporate America right now, so it's you got to give yourself a lot of pep talks. Okay, you got to focus it. You got to at least give yourself 3 hours on your business every day.
Yeah.
You got to fight through that. Those what I call the wet clothes. When you're tired, man, you got you got to fight through that. In the travel, well, I like to travel, but Monday morning comes fast, man. And one low I experienced, but I I and I hope this could anybody else in any form of business or is thinking about starting a business. One thing you're gonna experience is your biggest supporter is gonna be somebody you don't know.
Yes.
And it's at first it's sad because you think the ones closest to you would be your biggest supporter, but it's not, and you're gonna find out who's really for you when you say you're gonna do this because word got out I was doing this, and they knew I knew about cigars and smoke, but what's he know about? He can't do that, and use that as motivation. Like, watch this.
Gotcha.
Sit back. You got a front row seat. Just watch. I'm not gonna forget what you said, but I want you to watch. You sit right there, buckle up. But and I saw something, man. I think it was it Bezos that said it? Is it Bezos or Elon Musk? You know what I'm saying? We have baby showers, but why don't we have small business showers?
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, it's I don't even know the proper way to say it or express it, but I guess one word I could use is it could be like frustrating,
Yeah.
where you come up with ideas. Sometimes it's the people you grew up with or family or something like that, and you're like, boom, I got this. Got
Right.
this out there. It could benefit all of us. It could help us all. If we all push in and pitch in and let's do this, you could do that part, you could do that part.
Mhm.
And then with them, it just
That's right there. That was kind of loud. But and you know
and
what? I missed that, by the way. My daughter graduates this year, and I miss this age, man. Enjoy it. I know you got one on the way, right?
no, no, no.
Right.
I got my so some of y'all talking six family may know. I got my oldest 13. Um, then I have my next one, she's 6.
6.
Then my little man is 4, and then the baby. I mean
Hey,
the next one is 5, and then the baby is like 1.5, and
1.5, man.
that's 4 different personalities.
Man, enjoy it. Take a lot of pictures and enjoy that age because man, I used to get a hug every time I came to the door. Now I get cash app requests. So man, enjoy it. Soak it up.
No, I am, man. I am, man. You got to. I mean, that's a big push for me, motivation for me too, with doing this, because I wanted to show my kids. I want them to see that the possibilities are endless. If you find something that you like, um, yes, we all want to make. You want to make some dollars off of it, but the fact that I get to do this, that I like, I just get to talk with people, meet people, be me, have a personality, and the fact that people like you and all my other guests feel comfortable enough to talk about themselves and their business and their lives and stuff they went through. I take that as a blessing because um it may be therapeutic to someone at the time. It may be what someone needed at the time. It may be a motivational factor for somebody watching and say, you know what, I had this idea in the back of my mind and I was just too afraid to do it, but
Yeah.
keep hearing and seeing everybody else just pushing through and doing it. You know what? Let me get up and just do it.
Yeah. It's funny. I was talking yesterday at this event, man, and we were talking about life lessons. I was talking to I can't remember her name. It's an older lady. It's Leslie from Ohio, and she was smoking one of the purple bands,
Okay.
And she's like, well, she said, what do you remember about your dad? She said, because I see you, I'm shaking hands and, blah, blah, blah. She said, I noticed you look everybody in the eye and, give them a firm grip. And I told her, I said, funny story. I remember, like, my dad, he was in corporate America too. And he would introduce me to his counterparts, but he would whisper in my ear before I meet them. Right? He's like, okay, you about to meet Mr. Crooms. He said, you look him in the eye and you shake his hand, right? 7 years old. And he would have his hand like on my back. He had these big rough hands, man. And if he saw me looking on for something, I feel that squeeze and I straighten up. So man, it jogs memories, but it kind of reinforces some life lessons and just makes you just hold on to the good stuff. So, maybe that'll help somebody.
I appreciate you dropping these gems. I feel like today, especially for young men, that right there, what you just said, and any other man or young man watching it, continue to let's teach our boys that are growing up the importance of a firm handshake, of looking someone in the eye when you're talking or you're meeting them for the first time, or any conversation you're having, because it, as much as you may not be confident during that time of that conversation, or you having your self-doubt, that makes that person think you're confident enough in what you're saying and what you're talking about. So, and I learned that, my father taught me that, my grandfather taught me that, stepfather taught me that. And it helped me a lot, because sometimes I tell you, well, what I used to do, being the youngest person sometimes in the room and with certain levels of responsibility, and then you have other people in certain positions, like, all right, what do you think? Or you got to sit here and say, nah, that's not going to work. We should do it this way. And it's like, why should we do it this way? What do you know? And
What
just
do you know? Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, I may not have too much experience, but from life experience, from the books, and some common sense, I could sit here and say, that won't work.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nerve-wracking to sit up and you got, certain people of power questioning you and you're going against what they're saying. But
exactly,
just to know, like, all right, well, I'm here right now. I got this platform here right now, so I can't have no shaky voice. My eyes can't be twitching and me looking all around. I gotta
say it with your chest, right?
Say it with my chest, hold my nerves, and be confident. And it's important.
Yeah. Psychologically, sometimes when I feel myself doing that, you might see me raised up. I still feel that, But it's funny, man, you mentioned that, because I think you called me when I was in Tampa for Cigar Week, and I was with I'm in a group of guys, and you're gonna meet them too. We call it the CIG.
Okay. What's that? Tell us about the CIG real quick.
Well, the CIG, man, and I'm gonna give all these guys a shout out, because we're a group of friends, and Sayon from Cigar Conversations, he's in it.
Yes.
So we're all either investors or business owners or both. We have 2 members in Tennessee, which is only an hour and a half away from here. I'm from there. So we have a gentleman named Robert Carroll, who's a contractor, Mike Jackson, who's a DJ, who's actually doing the intro for me. I need to turn you on to him too.
Okay.
Great DJ, great producer. Antoine Harris, Louis Wren, Darren Storr, who is one of the owners of Rayon Cognac.
Gotcha.
Let's see, it's Detective Doc. Shout out Doc, stay safe out there. And I hope I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did, but it's a group of guys who, we do some business deals together, but more importantly, we're friends. We sit around the table. We hit a lounge every week, and honestly, man, it's not always about business. Sometimes it's mental therapy. It's because mental health is important, man. And,
yes.
It's various experiences come to the table for a good cause, and we help each other out. But going to your original point, Robert's got a group, Knights of Prince Hall, a young group where we got a group of young men. I think it's 10 of them, and we're bringing them down here to Atlanta. We're actually introducing them to a gentleman named Derek Bailey, African American gentleman who's starting an electric car company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'll introduce you to him as well. I want them to meet you as well. We're just putting them in situations to where, okay, we look like you. You can do this.
Yeah.
You know, we even got we're buying them all suits. You know, so each member of this program is going to get a suit, and they're going to hear from various business leaders. And, you know, just be put in this environment. Yeah, and grant, I played sports. We all played sports or whatnot, but you know, that's not your only avenue.
Yes.
You know, everybody doesn't have to be a baller or a rapper or entertainer. You know, it's and I'll tell you, and I'm telling my son, yeah, it's one thing to play ball, but it's another to own the team.
It's a big difference.
Yeah. So, you know, just trying to change that mindset, and more importantly, give them somebody to talk to, because you know it's. You ever get asked that question, "Who's in your ear?" If you out there doing a lot of bad stuff and nobody's telling you you're doing bad stuff, you need to change your circle.
Yeah.
And you know, we're just trying to convey that and get that point across, and you know, hopefully do some good.
Okay.
Yeah, so I definitely, I definitely want you involved in that if you could. So.
Oh, and I appreciate it. Since you talked about suits, and I'll reach out to um this gentleman. His name is Gabe. He's out of Houston, Texas.
Okay.
But he's a tailor. I met him like how I met you.
Okay.
Well, him was just a direct contact on Instagram because I seen that he was a custom tailor, and I like suits. I like to, if I'm gonna step out,
Yeah.
get as sharp as possible.
Yeah. I've
And
seen you out there. Yeah.
he customized my suit. I actually have it coming up. It's getting shipped up here soon.
Okay.
It's sharp. I ain't gonna show it out until I do show it out.
Okay.
But I'll introduce him to you because you know what, try to give back to the community, and you know what, instead of these young men sometimes just having a big name brand, hopefully we could put a African American tailor on their back, just so they can see the difference, and having something sharp that go to be fitted just to them, so they can understand how to fit and maneuver through life and see the difference and everything like that.
Definitely.
So I'm going to jump into the Talking Sticks question of the hour, Frank.
Okay.
And ask you, what can the Talking Sticks family expect in the near future from Carver Cigar Company? I know you may have some stuff in the works with non-disclosures you can't talk about, but if you could give us a little taste of some things here and there, or maybe an event coming up that some of the viewers in your area in Atlanta and stuff like that, or Tennessee that's not too far from you can come down, make it to a support.
Okay. Well, we just I guess I can talk about this now. I know you called me this weekend. I just got back from Miami yesterday. We're changing the labels.
Okay.
You know, we got the recipe right, so now it's time to put rims on the car, right? So it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be real nice. You know, like foil, band and whatnot.
Okay.
Merchandising. And a lot of the artwork you see, and this is a proud dad moment. A lot of the artwork you see and a lot of stuff you're gonna see on the merchandise is actually done by my son.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a very talented artist. Events, that is actually something I'm putting more focus on now that I know we got the 4 recipes right. You know, I can focus on the promotional stuff. I know you and I in the talks, getting in the northern markets and all. So, you know, we haven't nailed down some dates with all my New Yorkers. The man hosting this podcast is making it happen. So give credit where credit's due. We'll be up there soon. We're doing a Carver night at Stone Mountain Public House in June. I'll give you that date. And, calendar's open after that.
All right. Okay.
So we're open.
So, Frank, I want to ask you: is there anything that I may have missed that you want to disclose or say real quick?
No, like I said, I've always been a fan, and I'm gonna support anything positive, and I want to challenge everybody else out there, all your watchers to do the same. All the brothers and sisters of the Leaf, just thank you for your support, and stay tuned.
So please, before we go, tell the viewers where they can find you at on social media.
Social media, I gotta get better about that, particularly on like the Facebook, and I have. If someone wants to give me a TikTok tutorial, please, I'll pay you. But Instagram, Carver underscore Cigar Co. Website, of course, www.carvercigarco.com. Um, DM me. I answer those. You can attest to this. I'm pretty good about getting back to people.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Let's just have fun. Let's enjoy life together. Let's share your story with me. I'm actually doing a segment. We're doing videos. We call them Carver moments, and I've shared several with you, even through the course of this video. But you know, I'm finding, and I'll get your opinion on this, but everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a cigar story, and sometimes those stories can either help somebody or even give just inspiration.
Yes.
And I wanna get them out there. So let's help as many people as we can.
Well,
You
I'm
might be
waiting to I'm waiting to jump on my Carver moment. Everyone, please, please, please go and support Carver Cigar Company. Please, their cigars are excellent, and I'm not just going to say that they're excellent to say that they're excellent. They are excellent. And I always say that if I'm bringing a boutique brand on the show, because I sat down, I tried their cigars, and I'm going to sit here and vouch for them and put every blood, sweat, and tear that they're doing it, I'll put behind and promote them and support them because, you know, they're taking their time out to make sure that there's something good for you to sit back and enjoy and have memorable moments too. So please go and
Oh,
support them. Buy a sampler pack, buy one stick, buy two sticks, go to an event if you're around in the town and just support. And if you get to meet Frank one on one, tell him, especially if you seen him on the show, let him know that you've seen him on the show. So, it lets us all know that, we're reaching a lot of people. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching another episode of Talking Sticks.
thank you.
Please, please look out for Carver Moments um with his guests and watch out for the Carver Moment with Cigar Connections Talking Sticks, your host Croomy. And without anything else being said, as I normally say, peace, love, and God bless.